What's up guys, it's Gaz, welcome to the Warframe video. This is going to be another Railjack video, and we're going to be going over the Amesha in this one. The Amesha is by far the best Arcwing for this. Like, not even in comparison. Itzel is going to die 10 times over by the time the Amesha is going to die once in these missions, guys. Same with the Elytron. This is the highest level Railjack mission currently. I've got some gameplay on the screen for you, and the enemy fighters are like level 45, I think it is. That one's level 42. It's between level 42 and 45 in this high level Railjack mission. And yeah, even the Amesha is getting shredded right now, so we're going to show a build for it. This is before I put two more, the footage is before I put two more Forma on my Amesha, but now that I have a full build, I have 23 instances of damage. We're going to go over the abilities as well. But yeah, guys, if you don't have Amesha and maybe you're on console or something, you need to get Amesha before this comes out. You're going to be dying a lot if you go into Arcwing. So, I currently don't have a mega upgraded ship, but that's why we're using the Arcwing stuff. We're going to also go over some nerfs that happen to Arcwing guns that apparently is an undocumented nerf. Yeah, I'll quickly show that as well. So, let's get into it. So, for the Amesha build, you're actually going to want to run Power Strength, and you're also going to want to run a bunch of all the other stuff, pretty much. There's not a lot of Arcwing mods. These are all the Arcwing mods in the game. Maybe like missing one or two. So what you want to run here, guys, you want to run Enhanced Durability. That's going to give you more health. You want to run Primed Morphic Transmorpher. The Prime version does make a difference. If you don't have that, you could use the normal one. Energy Inversion, this is only because I don't want to form my Arcwing again, because leveling up Arcwings is awful. So I could potentially put a different mod here, like a maxed out Argon Plating, but that one costs 9 points at max, this one costs 5, and I'm not formatting this thing again. System Reroute gives us more ability efficiency, going to make it so we can... This is actually one of the most important mods in the entire build because of our third ability, but we'll go over that in a second. Hyperion Thrusters, maxed out. Lots of Endo to max this thing out. Same with Primed Morphic Transmorpher, but this is going to make you go faster, so we go from 1.1 sprint speed to 1.4. Doesn't look like a huge increase, but it does help when we're moving around so much in Arcwing. Efficient Transferal. More ability duration actually is pretty beneficial for the like getting drain on our abilities and stuff for this for our third ability. Energy Amplifier gives us more range, extremely useful for our 3 and our 4, and then Auxiliary Power, basically like flow for the Arcwing, going to give you more energy in the pool. Let's go over these abilities. So the first one is called Watchful Swarm. It's basically like Mesmer Skin for Revenant. You cast it, and then with this build, there's 23 instances of damage that you will prevent. You're not going to stun the enemy like Revenant is, so it's not as good as Mesmer Skin. But this is as close to it as we're going to get in space. So, really good. The more power strength you have, the more instances you get. So if we put a normal Morphic Transmorpher, not the Prime version, we get 18 instances of damage. With the Prime version, you get 5 more instances of damage you're preventing, which is 23.25. And the 0.25 at the end does count as an instance of damage you're preventing. So, our second ability, we're not going to be using this one at all, pretty much, because it's not worth the energy, really, in the situations we're getting into. It's going to put up a bubble that's going to basically prevent damage and then heal allies in the radius for that damage. But since we have Mesmer Skin through the Watchful Swarm, we're not going to even be taking damage for the most part, so that's not going to be... The heal's not going to be important. The most important ability for Amesha is definitely this third one, Warding Grace. It's like Mesmer Skin and the 3 are really important. So what this one does is, in a radius around you, you're going to slow enemies by 77% while this ability is active. It drains energy per second, so you need to be careful. This drains a lot of energy. Thankfully, I found out yesterday you can use energy pads in space, so if you have energy pads, you can just refresh your energy with this. But slowing down these high-level fighters is extremely valuable because they are bullet sponges. Even if you're using an Imperator Vandal with a Riven, a damage and multi-shot Riven at that, with like a good build and all that stuff, they're bullet sponges, guys. It takes like 100 plus bullets to kill some of these guys. So this is really important. You want to basically always have energy for this third ability, because they move around really fast and they're erratic movements. So definitely gotta use that one. And then number 4 is the Vengeful Rush. This is basically going to give you like Hunter Adrenaline. So if you take damage, it's going to give you energy. which is kind of counterintuitive since we have Mesmer Skin preventing damage. But if we ever have our Mesmer Skin go down, we can cast this and get some energy back to recast Mesmer Skin. So it's pretty valuable. So yeah, the 1, the 3, and the 4. Extremely powerful here. Let's get back into that gameplay. So yeah, this is like the highest level Railjack mission I've seen so far, level 43 to 45 fighters. And yeah, guys, they did an undocumented huge nerf to the Arcwing guns. So we're talking, I have the numbers right here, actually. There was a 58% base damage nerf on the Corvus, a 76% damage nerf on the Cygnus. Dual Decurion's got a 30% base damage nerf. Fluctus got 40, Grattler 46, Imperator Vandal 45. The Larkspur got heavily nerfed. The Larkspur feels unusable in these missions, honestly. 64% damage reduction on the Larkspur beam. The bomb got 30% damage reduction. The Phaedra got the smallest nerf of them all, and it does... Oh, it got 22 damage reduction. 22%, that is. Still, I don't think it's as good as the Imperator Vandal still, unfortunately. The Velocitus got 67% damage nerf. And the Kuvayanga, the new Kuva arc gun, got a 52% damage nerf. Why that happened, I don't know. Maybe they were thinking we were having too easy of a time with these missions, using Arcwing guns. I don't know what to tell you guys. They did that, and even Tactical Potato said it wasn't in the patch notes, so I'm not just making stuff up here. Yeah, well, that's a thing. I'm still going to use the Imperator Vandal. I can show you an Imperator Vandal build. Yeah, let's get into that. This is with a Riven, so keep that in mind. You have 2 options on what you want to mod for here. You can either mod for Corrosive Cold, which is good. It's good. The Corrosive procs do work on the enemy fighters. Cold proc also works on the enemy fighters to slow them down. But the thing is, you're already slowing them down with Amesha's 3, so you probably won't need a mod for Cold. They actually are weak to Radiation, so you could run Radiation. And unfortunately, Toxin is on here because of my Toxin on my Riven. But, yeah, this is what I'm running pretty much. Critical Focus probably is going to be useful. You're going to be ADSing a lot of the time with your arc gun. It's going to give you additional critical chance and critical damage while aiming. Also, look at how weak this multi-shot mod is for the arc gun. Thankfully, since we have multi-shot in the Riven, it's going to get us to almost 100% multi-shot chance, which will be like almost double bullets all the time. And then we've got like a crit build pretty much on here with Parallax Scope and Hollowed Bullets. But yeah, you can run Corrosive on here. They honestly are both pretty similar in effectiveness on these high-level fighters. The Corrosive procs are going to remove the armor, so you're going to start out at lower damage, but you'll scale up and get higher damage as you're as you are killing like as you're shooting the ship. And then the Radiation one, it's just going to always have high numbers across the board. But do keep in mind, guys, that there's damage fall off on these arc guns now. So unless you're like right up in its face, you're not getting full damage numbers, and you're going to be doing like 20s. Also, here is a quick shot of the high-level ice turret, which I am still like working on. I have it. I just need to like do the wreckage thing. I don't know if I want to pay the 50 plat to get that drone. By the way, guys, there's some odd monetization methods in this. You can either pay 50 plat to instantly have your wreckage thing completed, or you can farm 15,000 titanium, 8,000 pustules, and then like 4K of something else, I'm pretty sure. And that's a lot. That's a lot. 15K for one gun is a lot of stuff. So either that or 50 plat, what are you going to choose? So we'll go over that a little bit more in another video possibly. But yeah, guys, I consider the Amesha required for this. Like, we're slowing everything down, and I'm still getting shot left and right. So you're going to want to get this for sure, guys. As far as these high-level missions, they're basically the same as the low-level ones, just you have to kill 3 times the amount of stuff. So instead of 2 cruise ships like the low-level missions, it's 6 cruise ships. Instead of 30 fighters, it's 90 fighters. And those 90 fighters do take a long time. So, yeah. That's why you're going to want like multiple people with good stuff. Or you're going to want like a heavily upgraded ship with like missile launchers and stuff to take out multiple enemies at once. So, we have the heavily upgraded ship in this video. It's not mine though. So I'm trying to get to this point where we've got like the homing missile launcher, which is really good, and stuff of that nature. Also, the additional objectives, guys, those are super easy. You can actually solo those. So what you do is you go into this base, you like basically activate this console, and like shoot some things, and then that console is going to make a radiator appear on the outside of the starship. The person that infiltrated that ship can actually just go and destroy it themselves by jumping into Archwing and shooting with their gun. So you can solo the additional objective easily. That's what's actually happening in this video here, and the rest of the people are just focusing on fighters and repairing the ships. So this green effect is one of the ship abilities. I believe it's Tether. I'm not entirely sure which one it is, but yeah, I currently have my 3 active on Amesha, and that's why the fighters are going even slower. But like I said, this is before I had the primed version on, so they're going a lot faster than they should be. With the 77% slow, they're going to be snail's pace, and you can easily shoot them up close. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Another thing, quickly, is the thing I showed yesterday with the Zenith and like punch through, destroying the core, that does not work on these level missions because there's anti-cheese methods in place on these cruise ships where there's a force field around the reactor. So that method does still work on Earth, and it actually is still useful because you probably will be farming Earth missions either way for some of these resources and stuff. So you can still utilize that, and it does help. But here, yeah, they have anti-cheese methods in place. You can just run into that room, hack the console, and blow it up immediately anyway, but it's going to be a little bit slower, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Please like, share, subscribe. There will be a Nightwave video tonight as well. Hopefully it doesn't cannibalize one of the 2 videos. I think one of the 2 videos will just not do as well, but I do want to do the Nightwave video, and I wanted to show you guys that Amesha is extremely important here. Maybe get you guys started on getting that built. It does take a lot of Nightane to build, which is unfortunate, so you're probably going to want to either... You just need to get some Nightane from the Nightwave cred store, I guess. Get some Nightane, that is. Nightane and Nightwave, those words rhyme together, and it's kind of hard to say them right after each other. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.